Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kristen and today we are starting another DIY makeover here in our new home. We moved into this Georgian Colonial home less than a year ago now, and we've been making over different spaces around the house to really make it feel like our own. And now I finally want to start working on the entryway, and specifically just the interior side of this front door and this wall. I feel like this side of the entryway feels very forgotten. It doesn't feel like my style. This home was built in the late 80s, and I think this kind of looks like the late 80s. The light fixture, the window on the door, the whole thing really. So I think we can make it look a bit better with a little DIY makeover. This red tone shiny wood is really the only wood like that in the entire house, and I feel like it makes it feel busy in here. We have too many competing elements. I know this looks like it matches the door, but in real life it really doesn't. I thought about sanding down the door and restaining it, but I don't think I want another wood tone in here. So we're gonna paint the front door. I also already added some privacy window film on either side of the door because we needed some more privacy in here, but I also wanted to let a lot of light in. We're gonna change out the light fixture for sure. We'll obviously change out these dated plates because that really pulls a lot of attention. And I think we can make this look a lot better with just a few little tweaks. So if you guys are also renovating your entryway or wanna give your front door a little refresh, I feel like working on the interior side of it makes such a big difference. Since you can see your front entryway from so many rooms, it really helps connect your entire home when it feels cohesive. So if you enjoy watching and find this video helpful, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, we have to start prepping this door for paint. So there are some screw holes still left in the door, probably from previous door handles. So I'm just gonna fill any kind of holes or cracks with some wood filler, let that dry, and then we can start sanding the door down. The door has quite a shiny finish to it, so we have to remove that top coat with a pretty low grit sandpaper. I'm going to be using my orbital sander with an 80 grit sandpaper. So a lower grit sandpaper is going to remove any finish like paint or top coat, any kind of varnish, and higher grit sandpapers are going to smooth your finish. I also have my sanding block just to get in any of these crevices so we can make it all smooth, and that will leave us with a good finish to start with our primer. I should mention we are working around the doorknob and the lock system, so I'm not taking that off to do the whole makeover. We're gonna be doing it over the next few days, so I definitely don't wanna have to be putting that on and off. Also, we will be getting like a whole new system when we get a new door, but for this makeover, we are working with this because it is brand new. It's just not really the style that I want. So we're gonna keep it for now and work around it and bring it into the design plan and just kind of tape around it when it comes to painting. But if you're doing a door and you wanna switch out your hardware, now would be the time to remove it so that you can really get close to those edges. If you're working with shiny surfaces, it's always a good idea to just bring that shininess down a bit and sand it out. So now we have something smooth to work with. So let's wipe this off, clean it up a bit so that we can move on with some primer. Now, because I'm not taking the door off the hinges or removing any hardware, I'm just taping around all the edges and our hardware. Now we can go ahead with our primer. I'm going to be using the Zinsser Bullseye 123 primer. I use this on almost every project because it really adheres to almost anything, and it gives you a really good base to paint your surfaces. So I use this on shiny IKEA furniture, front doors, walls if you need a lot of coverage. So this is a great primer to use. We're gonna go ahead and get at least one coat up on the door, and it's gonna block a lot of that wood grain and color coming through. Anytime I'm painting any kind of door, I always start with the interior detailing and crevices and all of the edges with a paintbrush, and then I can go and roll on the paint, and it just makes for a really good coverage. Now that the door is primed for paint, we really can switch up the paint color of the door whenever we want. So I do want to start with something neutral. I wanted to lighten up this side, you know, brighten up the door, and go with something that can really work with almost everything around the house so far. So right now I think a neutral would be great. So I picked up 2 Faro and Ball paint samples. I love Faro and Ball because they already have a very small curated collection of paint colors that are designer approved, designer created, but I have Jitney, which I think we're gonna go for, but we'll test it out, and Dead Salmon. When I'm trying to figure out paint colors, I'm always looking around at what is going to be staying in this space. And right now, that's going to be the floors. The floors have been sanded down and refinished to be a natural white oak finish. So we have a lot of warm tones pulled from them, grays, and even kind of a blushy color. This is Jitney. Love that color. I feel like that could be perfect in here. And then this is Dead Salmon. The Dead Salmon does feel a little bit dark and almost pretty brown, which we're trying to get away from a bit. And the Jitney feels like a really nice color that could work beautifully with the flooring. So let's get that Jitney up on the door. I think it's gonna look really pretty. Ooh, yeah, okay, that is so nice. Oh, you know what? This actually looks kind of similar to what I used in my office. Wow. I'm just putting it on with this little sponge brush. Oh, okay, I already love it. I don't even think I want to test out any other samples. This is a really, really pretty color. Wow, let's step back. This is it. This is such a good color. Okay, you have to see this with my office kind of peeking through because that's the first room off of the front door. So you have to see what this looks like together. Okay, so look from this angle here. My office is a bit more muted and light, but the door really works well with it. I think this could be really pretty. And then with the floors, it works really well. I like standing in different areas and zones around the house and kind of seeing the view of what you would see together and if it all works together. So I wouldn't go and pick some random color door if it doesn't fit well with all of this stuff. So these really complement each other nicely. And then when you come up the stairs a bit, you can kind of see those colors together as well. And then from upstairs, you kind of get a glimpse of that color too. I'm liking it. I think this is gonna be perfect. Okay, I got a quart of Jitney. This is more than enough paint for the front door. I got it in a modern eggshell finish. So Faro and Ball has a different system to their sheens. They use a lot of flat paint finishes. So this is one of their more glossy finishes, and it's not even really that glossy, but for a front door, you want that durability and some sheen to it to really bring out the detail, but also, you know, to be able to wipe down and clean, and it prevents it from being scuffed and chipping away. It says a very durable mid-sheen finish for interior woods and metals. Okay, that's one coat on the door and it's turning out to be exactly what I was hoping for. It just brightens it up and softens it up in here. We're gonna get a second coat on once this dries, but this has really good coverage. It's turning out really well. Okay, I didn't expect this to happen. I was just on Thumbtack this morning, which is kind of another app that's kind of like TaskRabbit, so you can hire handymen and electricians and plumbers and, you know, construction industry people to help you install or do any kind of small job around your house. So I want to switch out the light fixture and switch out the switch cover plates. I wish I knew how to do that because I know it's a small job, but I need to hire out for it because I'm a little nervous about doing it wrong and just electrical can be really scary. So he'll be here in about an hour to change out this light fixture. We're gonna be swapping it out for this light by Savave. I got it online on Wayfair, I think when they were having a sale. It's more of a colonial, traditional, timeless style light, and it's brass, which is really gonna warm up the space, and it's clear so you can see through it. I didn't want anything that was frosted like this one, or anything that was too bulky and dark. I wanted something that was a little bit more airy, so it really makes the space look larger. And I'm going to be adding some extra molding above the door here, so I wanted to be able to see through the light onto that detail. I think that's really important. The new light is in. Look how much brighter it is in here. I love that it's a glass fixture as well, because instantly we just got more height in this space. Instead of kind of being blocked by this frosted light, this feels so much more grand, and it makes the space feel a lot larger. Also, the switch plates. Look at that simple change. This is probably the most affordable change you can make around your home, and it makes the biggest difference. So tomorrow we have so much more to do. I want to add more architectural molding to the top of the door. I think that's really going to bring the height up in here and bring the door together and really make it feel substantial and a little bit more complete. Okay, let's check out what this looks like. This is an architectural pediment, so it goes right above a door. These can be used on the exterior of your home or the interior. It's made of PVC and it's really lightweight. These come in many different styles. I chose the ram's head style because it has a lot of soft roundness to it, and I really want to create more arches and soft edges in here, and I think this would be perfect. This is huge. Oh my goodness. The detail in this, oh, how good is this gonna look above the door? I really want to lean into the style of this home, which is Georgian Colonial, and this is really going to make such a huge difference. We also have a pediment in the sunroom that kind of finishes off the doorway there that adds so much detail to the space. So I want to do the same thing by the front door here, just in a different style. It's also missing this piece. It's just on the front there. You glue it on after. So this is super lightweight. Like if you were to get this in solid wood, this would be very, very heavy, but because it's PVC, it's paintable, it's lightweight, you can just use construction adhesive to get it on the wall, and it should look amazing. So we'll finish it off with the trim paint when we're done. So I'm just using the heavy duty construction adhesive to adhere this to the wall. So I'm just gonna go all around the edges like it says in the install instructions and place it on the wall. Once it's all caulked and painted, it's gonna look very seamless. It's such an affordable, DIY friendly detail that goes such a long way. I am loving the door pediment. It really just raises the ceiling height in here, makes the door feel so much more substantial, and it gives it some style. I think eventually I'll actually change out this type of door casing trim and all of our baseboards so that we have something a little bit more architectural looking, just a little bit beefier. But for now, it is such a great improvement. I'm loving it. Now I want to shift the attention back onto the door because I want to come up with a solution for this window. I know on camera it just looks like a clear window, but we do have this decorative window here, and I feel like it's really leaning towards that 90s door builder grade style, and I want to just change it and go for a more solid look. So I have 3 different options. They all incorporate covering that window in different ways. So first option I came up with was hanging a Roman shade over it. Now, If this window was larger and kind of came down a little bit longer, I feel like this would look kind of normal. But because it's such a small window, I feel like the Roman shade might just look a little bit random. I don't know, but it does cover that window and I feel like that could work. Option 2, I found a little cafe curtain, and this is a little bit too sheer. So once I kind of put it up, if I was to put a rod up here, I can still see the window pattern through that. So this isn't really something I want to lean towards, but it was another option to kind of cover a small window like that. And my last option would be to actually cover it with balsa wood. This is like thin project board that you can paint and it could fit right into the window. This isn't the right size. I would have to go get the right size and really fit it to that window panel. But we could pop that in there, trim it out, caulk it out so it's super seamless, and then paint it the same color as the door. So then we have a solid looking door, which I'm kind of leaning towards. Okay, I think I decided we're going with the wood panel cover. I feel like that's what's gonna make the door look the most right and complete. I feel like if we do any kind of curtain, it's just gonna look like a cover up or just look a little odd and the colors don't match perfectly. So we're going with a wood panel. I saw on the Lowe's app that they have really thin oak end panels that are supposed to be meant for cabinets, but I think I could cut that down and it could work for covering the windows. So I think we're gonna do that. We can paint it, finish it nicely, and I think it could look really good. I'm also gonna pick up just some mini trim pieces that I can use to finish off the wood panel so that it looks really seamless. I'm gonna paint one side of it the color of the door and stain the other side to match the exterior side of the door, just so it doesn't look too off. And I'm gonna trim it out with some thin trim that I have. So together this will give us a super seamless look and cover that window. Just like that, we have a little bit more of a solid looking door. On this side of the door, we were really able to match that wood stain, so it just kind of looks like glass over wood. It actually turned out really nice. Okay, well that was the best solution for this door. This is exactly what I was going for. This makes me feel like I'm in England or something. I love it. I think it's an amazing solution to cover that dated window. Now I want to tie together the brass light fixture and add even more brass and layered lighting with some cute little sconces. Now I'm not going to hardwire them. I'm going to be doing my battery powered trick here to really get the look for less. And we'll do one on either side of the door. And then this is actually a different lamp shade than what it came with. It came with a very large white lampshade, and I wanted to warm it up with this oatmeal lampshade. So you can always switch out your lampshades, get a whole new look. This one's from At Home. It was $8.99, and I think it just ties together the color of the door a bit more and adds that on either side of the wall here. So you want your wall sconces to be about 60 to 65 inches off the floor. So this is 60. I might bring it up a few inches just to line up with this top piece of the door, just so like things look aligned. We'll measure what that is, 62.5. So let's do that on either side so that the middle of our sconces line up exactly with that top line. Wow, look how wide this just made it, so much brighter and taller. How is this the same house? It's all just feeling very balanced. I love that. And then from the side, it just adds so much dimension to the wall. Also, the light fixtures came with a little remote, so I can just keep this in our entryway table and turn on and off the lights super easily. You can also put them on a timer. You want to add any detail to your home and make it look really custom, add some wall sconces. It goes such a long way. Now we need a rug for functionality, but also for style to kind of bring together this entire look and ground the floor. I have been bouncing back and forth between different rug sizes because this is a pretty tricky doorway. We have a floor vent right where I would put a rug. I thought about doing a smaller rug so that it would fit and we don't have to even think about the vent, but it just kind of shrinks the entryway look and makes it look just a bit dinky. So I think we need something larger. I did bounce around with the idea of doing a round rug here right in the middle of the entryway, but it doesn't really center itself with anything and it just feels a little bit random. So I'm actually using a rug that I've already had for about 3 years now. It used to be in our breakfast nook at our old house. It has all the right colors. I'm so glad I didn't get rid of it because it's gonna be perfect in the entryway. It really ties together the right style, the right colors, and it's a 5x7 rug. So it's going to expand the width of this door and really ground the entryway. So when you come in, you can actually step around and you're not like confined to a tiny rug. Also, we're going to cut around the vent. I know, crazy, but on Instagram, I asked you guys all about the rug and so many of you guys were like, I've cut around my rug, you should too, it works, it kind of keeps it all in place. So if you guys think that's a good idea as well, I'm doing it. I do not mind cutting this rug. It was super affordable. I've gotten incredible use out of it. So I am happy to make this work and I'm not really too worried about this getting a little bit worn and dirty because it already is. I'd rather use a rug here that I've already had than get a brand new rug and kind of ruin it. I am going to mark where this floor vent is, pretty much with the cover here, and cut around that, and then the cover will just kind of sit on top of the rug. Now to finish this off, I want to hang a large wall mirror right here between the entryway and our dining room. And this is the wall you see coming right down the stairs. So you can come down the stairs, check your outfit, and head out the door. It just feels very functional and just brightens up this wall as well. Mirrors make every space feel larger, and I feel like this is the perfect spot for one. So I'm hanging a mirror that I already have. It's an arched mirror, so it kind of mimics all of these soft lines and just opens up this space even more. Okay, I think it's finally time to show you guys what this entryway looks like now. It has completely transformed. Let's think back to what the front door used to look like. Pretty dated, a dark shiny wood door, a lot of emptiness, a dated light fixture. We have come so far. So now check out what our new and improved Georgian Colonial entryway looks like now. What a huge difference, right? I can't even believe it. This looks like a whole new space, and I can't believe we were able to achieve the look I was really going after, all with just some DIY ideas. So I hope this video inspired you to work on your entryway as well. I'll link all the products that I used down below in the description box. That was so much fun. I cannot wait to keep working on this entire entryway. We have so many kind of walls and areas in here to work on. I think next is the staircase. We could do a lot to the staircase to really bring the space together, since it is the first thing you see when you walk in. So if you enjoyed watching and found this video helpful, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit that like button, and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss the upcoming makeovers. Click that red subscribe button down below and make sure you guys have your notifications turned all the way on so you're first to see the next video. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!